Hey. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start in a minute. Okay, I ain't gonna do that. I was gonna try to share my screen to put my website on here just in case, because I am going to reintroduce myself and speak on a little bit about who I am, just in case if anybody new coming in here. I did figure out how to open up the chat. So we gonna be nice. We gonna speak some good comments. If you want to comment, feel free to share your thoughts in this chat live stream. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. All right. So it is. We got about 6 more minutes. 6 more minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Shall we? So while we sit here, I'm just gonna check some emails and go over some of my notes. I got quite a few notes on this topic, so yeah. I'm hoping everybody's day, Easter or whatnot, is going well, because I don't really celebrate the holidays, but for everybody that does, I hope your day is going well if you come across this video. So I'm just going to separate some of my notes that I have. So, anyway, this live is not going to be no more than, I'll say, an hour top. That's about the longest I usually go into these videos when I do these live streams, an hour top. So I'm not on here pretty much just for an hour, 2 hours longer or anything like that. I usually like to go right into it and get into whatever I want to be talking about. Whoever chooses to join, again, we're going to keep it hot, which means keep it being humbled, open, and transparent. Okay, we going to keep the positive vibes. We going to just speak on these good old topics and just, let it out, but in a positive way. That's what it's for. It's not always about negativity and all of that. Sometimes it's just good to kind of clear things up and get the feel of things, to understand things better, and all those good old things. So where are we at? 1 more minute. Or I guess I can go ahead, because either way, people like to pop in when you're done in your video. So I think I'm gonna just go ahead. All right. So this is a live stream that I'm doing today. I wanted to get into this live stream today only because I had some discussions over, just the past couple weeks, and was talking with some ladies, and very, very hot topic, very important topic, I think it is. So when I say I like to do these lives and go into these different topics to not only share information, but to also, set something on whoever's mind that may come across my videos. I know my past videos, I did not have it set up to where people were able to, comment and join the chat. This one in particular, it is. I figured out how to do it. So if you do intend on joining and commenting or having something to say, please be mindful that we are keeping this just open, very transparent, honesty, no negativity, no very negative words, nasty words, or whatever you want to call it. We're gonna be keeping positive. We're gonna keep it in a way to where we're gonna be humbled, open, and transparent. We're gonna keep it hot. So this live is on a special topic on why do men marry and still cheat? And why do women choose to either accept the proposal and go on with the whole marriage and knowing that, the type of man she's dealing with and choose to stay? So I have quite a few notes that I have written out, and many things that I'm going to explain and get into. So the thing with a lot of men nowadays that we all know, especially for us women, is vice versa. So it's like a give or take. Now, men, when I say, can be very indecisive about what they want. They can have their ways in ways where they would manipulate. They would do certain things to make things sound good, and it's all just for pleasure. A lot of people move in certain ways that just only fulfills the pleasure part of their needs. They don't think, how can I put it? They don't think about mentally, like, where the choices that they make or the behavior that is showing where it can take them down the long run. Men don't think like that. Women in cases don't either. So I got quite a few notes. And the big question, why do men cheat? Why do they cheat still, even when they know that they are in a committed relationship when you're married? So I put down, they don't want the woman to move on, and they can't let go. They can't let her go. So this in particular, I've witnessed this with many of my past relationships, preferably with my kids' fathers. But when some of these men know that they have something good, and they know, they can see something in you that makes them gravitate to you. And this will just go for anybody, but a lot of times people do not want to let that go. They don't want to let it go. They fear of you moving on and find something better outside of them, because they know deep down that they are not going to change. And instead of them taking the steps of wanting to do better, to do right by you, they will tell you all the pretty lies instead of telling the ugly truth. And the truth of the matter is that they know that they're not ready. So they will have you settle. They will have you go along with thinking that, this is something real, this is what they want, and all this and that. They will tell you all these things and fill your head up with so many different things to have you believe that, this is a real thing. When ultimately, is not something that mentally that they are ready for. You see what I'm saying? Like, they know that they are not going to take the steps to properly approach you or to try to love you the way you need to be loved. So they'll have you settle. They'll tell you all the pretty lies and have you going along with things and have you filled up with the good old, oh, I love you, I miss you, this is what I want, and all this and that. But a lot of times, if you are really paying attention, the actions don't match. So when you have to literally constantly keep coming at your man and keep asking him questions, questioning certain things, and having to keep going through the same old patterns, things that you've been dealing with over the years, it's never going to change. And you just got to be strong enough to come to a conclusion to tell yourself, this is not what I want. This is not something that I'm going to keep accepting. I don't want to accept it. So you just got to move on. You got to find the courage to move on. A lot of times, I know it's easily said than done, but you got to be tired enough to say, okay, you know what? That's it. I'm going to walk away. And sometimes it takes a little bit more for us to kind of constantly get it. But what it really comes down to is if you got the audacity to treat me as an option to go out and cheat and do what you do, then guess what? I'm going to make it an option for me to go ahead and leave you. So let that sink in. You see what I'm saying? Another note or tip I put in here, they don't want you to know. They don't want you to change, but they know that they have a good woman, but can't see you with nobody else, which goes back to what I just said. They don't want to see you with nobody else. Some people have a hard time of thinking highly about themselves. People have certain things about themselves that they hide, where they don't think very highly of themselves. So a lot of times when you see some people behavior, it comes out the way it does because this is how they feel about themselves. A lot of times when people are going off and they treating others disrespectful, they being rude, just nasty, this is exactly how they think about themselves. You see what I'm saying? This is their mentality. This is what they used to. So you got to understand, like, these type of people, this ain't just no regular thing where it's normal. You see what I'm saying? People are really dealing with internal issues within themselves that they don't understand a lot of the times why they even feeling the way they feeling, because they haven't taken the time out to self-reflect. They haven't taken the time out to understand what they in need of. So when you got people moving on from relationships, from one relationship that didn't go good, and then they jumping into another relationship that 9 times out of 10 is not going to go good either. You mixing yourself with all these different people, different energies, because you don't know who they done dealt with in the past. So we got all these different entities joining amongst two individuals that just kind of lost of who you really dealing with. You see what I'm saying? When you're not really taking the time out to understand people and who they are really, you tend to find out later down the line what you're really getting yourself into. So a lot of people behavior shows. It shows in their behavior. Another reason why men marry and still cheat, they are spiritually and mentally broken. Okay. I talk a lot about spirituality and just mental health. It's so many things around this topic. When I say, like, it's not something just take lightly, because it's so many areas and different things that people are dealing with and don't really understand, like, what they really feeling and why they feeling the way they feeling. But mental health is a real thing. But yes, they are mentally and spiritually broken. And the reason why I say spiritually is because they have not connected with themselves. Not only do they not have a connection with the Most High, but they are mixing themselves up with different things outside of the normal that seems normal to them. But it's hard for them to tap into who they really are deep down, because it's so many different things that they are juggling with. It's so many different things. And when you tend to mix yourself up with these outside energies, whether if you like to party, you like to go out to the club, whether if you hang with people that like to drink and smoke all the time, these things can clutter your mind. It can really mess with your head, where that have you thinking in a certain way and acting a certain way, to where you thinking, okay, this is what is normal. This is what everybody doing, but it's not. So when you see certain things happen and you hear certain things on the news, and these men that's hurting women and beating on women and killing women and killing their whole family, that's a mental health issue. That like that's something that is bothering. It's a thing internally where people are dealing with. And instead of them like really taking note of what they're feeling and monitoring their habits and different feelings and things that they are going through, they just going on day by day and just acting like it's not a big deal. So um another reason or another note I put in here is selfishness. Some men are just selfish. They only want and think in their own way. You can try to talk, you can try to compromise, you can do a number of things to try to understand these men that are like this. But in their eyes, they don't see nothing else outside of what they want because it's all about them, it's all about their needs and nobody else's. So you got to understand, you got to get familiar with when you learn a person and you've been dealing with somebody for so long, you tend to you tend to kind of see some of the things that they are used to doing. You learn their habits. So when you take note of these things, you got to know how to maneuver and deal with them. But mostly it's like just don't deal because you're going to find yourself in spirals of going through the same things over and over and over. You're going to keep finding yourself repeating the same things, going through the same old habits over and over and over. So, then was some of the notes that I put in for men, basically. So, women, okay, why do women accept marriage and choose to stay in toxic relationships with these men? I'm going to be honest, okay? There is some very naive women out here. When I say I just don't understand for the life of me why, maybe again, it's for the title. Maybe it's just because some women are just lonely. They don't think very high of themselves. They have low self-esteem. Who knows? But one thing that I had to learn for myself, because I was one of these women once upon a time where I used to think like my man was so much. He was just, just in my life. You see what I'm saying? Not understanding that, a man doesn't make you. A man does not complete you. You see what I'm saying? A man does not define who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be able to think for yourself. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of women out here that's like this. And I hate to say it, but ladies, when I say if you are married, and I say this with the most utmost respect, if you are one of them ladies, if you come across this video, please connect with me. When I say I'm not just on here just doing this for any old thing or anything, like I real deal am connecting and I'm doing so many different things around just mental health alone. But me being an author and since I've been in a position where I'm at now and how God has like really, worked with me and has allowed me to see different things and to learn myself. It is so important to take time to understand your feelings, to take time to understand what you are in need of. Because a man will spin you. He will tell you all the good things. He will fill your head up. He will do so much to make you feel so high to where it's times you can feel so low. You see what I'm saying? And deep down, it can mess with you, your spirit, where you don't think high of yourself. You don't think that you are good enough to have better. You see what I'm saying? When ultimately, we are strong Black women. And it's so very unfortunate that, a lot of the men out here is not providing and protecting the way that they should, because deep down, a lot of us is lost. But when I say, if you are one of these women that is settling in these relationships, and you know that your man's still out here cheating, even if you don't know, but your instincts, because a woman instincts never lie. I'm gonna tell you, a woman instincts never lie. Like, we know, okay, and how we know, because men tell on themselves. They indirectly tell on themselves, okay. So it's not like you don't know, even if you have a possibility or you're not quite sure, but you have that gut feeling deep down that's telling you, like, no, something ain't right. Because when you know a person, you know, especially when you've been dealing with them for at least about a good 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah, you know your man. So yes, but I'm gonna tell you this: don't accept that disrespect. Just don't. Because what I had to realize, what I had to come to conclusion with myself, like I said, I used to be, I ain't gonna say naive, but always considering how my man felt. Even when I knew like he was wrong for so many reasons and so many different things, when I tell you, I made excuses of why I stayed. When you find yourself making excuses for why you stand in a toxic relationship that you know deep down, like something's telling you, like, you need to move on. Leave him alone. Because he ain't right. Yes, a lot of us stick around because the sex is good. But is it worth it? Is it really worth the headache? No, it's not. It's not. But some of the notes I put down, the tips I put down for women that settle, which I probably done already said, but the fear of moving on. Why do women settle and accept marriage knowing that he won't change? The fear of moving on, can't see him with no one else. A lot of us, when we know there's another woman in the picture, and I'm gonna tell you something, if that is where he wants to be, let him go. Because my grandma used to say, oh, it won't last long. Don't even stress yourself out over that, because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of the women that likes to willingly stay and stick around with men that know that it's either married or is in a relationship, and like he got a woman, I'm gonna tell you something. The same way you got him, you gonna lose him. Because what makes you think, if he not committed to me and he to cheat on me with you, that he won't cheat on you with another female? Think about that. So that's why, you got to just kind of play your cards and go along and do what you do, because it's not worth it. It's not worth your sanity. It's not worth losing yourself. It is not worth your mental peace. You see what I'm saying? Like, mentally, you need your peace. You need to be able to think. You need to be able to do things around yourself that's going to keep you grounded. Because men, when I tell you, they can be some very toxic individuals. I'm telling you, even women too. I ain't gonna just pinpoint all towards the men, but it's women out here too that are very, very toxic. Okay. So another point that I put down here is he can't see her with no one else, but wants her to stay at his level. This goes back to the first pinpoints I put down for the men. When I say men will want to keep you because they don't want to see you move on. Okay, you got a lot of men out here that they have low self-esteem. They think very low of themselves, but they hide it. They mask their feelings. You see what I'm saying? So when they know that they got a good woman, when they know that they got something good, and see, a lot of us women, we can see the good and the bad in men, right? We can see the most ugliest part of a man, but we can also see where a man could be. Like, we can see that. And sometimes that's what gets us to stay, because we be wanting to build men. We be wanting to love our man, right? But a lot of the men don't know how to receive a woman's love, especially when they don't even know how to love. So when you think about it, there are so many things that people, women and men, we deal with internally. Um, but when I say he wants you to stay at his level, is because, again, he doesn't think high of himself. And he's scared to see you move on, because he sees what you are. He sees your light. He sees exactly the type of woman you are. He wants that. See, men like things that are most challenging for them to get. And they'll put on this persona. They'll pretend when you first meet them and act like they this certain dude, until down the line, maybe like 5-6 months later, you end up seeing, oh, hell no. What the hell did I just meet? Like, what? But see, you can't ignore that stuff, because a lot of us, we ignore it. We see these signs and we ignore it, because why? Again, it's so many different things that women, like I said, we love hard. We hold our love on our sleeve, and it's like, man, when we love a man, we love him. Like, that's my boo, that's my baby. I get it. But if this man is not going to change for you for the better, baby, you got to move on. Because that man going to tear you down. He's going to drag you. When I say drag, he's going to drag you. Because, see, in his eyes, not saying that he don't know no better, because he know exactly what he's doing. But he don't know what he wants. So sometimes you got to let a man go and just let them figure it out. Let them do what they do. Because I'm not finna be your punching bag. I'm not finna be your doormat. I'm not finna be nothing that you think you finna just walk all over and just take advantage of. No, not finna happen. I think too highly of myself. I feel too good about myself. See, you see what I am. You know what I'm about. So I'm finna make you earn this. Okay? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna earn it before I just give it on up. Oh no, you're gonna earn it. I'm gonna see how bad you want this. So yes. Another thing that why women settle and choose to go along with a marriage and stick around is because some of us have low self-esteem. I don't said all of this. Low self-esteem. The sex is good, the penis they dick with. Okay, we'll just say that. Can't think for themselves. Puts him before her own feelings. I just said this. Women that do this, if you care about your man more than you care about your feelings and your self-respect, when I say, you're going to see down the line how far this man going to take you. Because see, a man ain't going to stop. He going to do what you allow him to do. He going to keep on and keep on and keep on until basically you done had enough. And by that time, hopefully it won't be too much damage. When I say I was one of them ones that had to learn, okay? I'm not just sitting up here doing this live stream and speaking on this hot topic for anything. Like, when I say you come across this video, please tap in with me, even if, before I end this live. But I'm telling you, I know it's a lot of women out there that thinks like this. You can't be so lost in the sauce that you can't consider your own feelings and your self-respect. When I say I love myself too much now, well, I did. I still did. I still love myself then, but it was to the point where I couldn't, you see what I'm saying? I wasn't in the right state of mind. my mindset was different. You see what I'm saying? I was out here still clubbing, going out and partying, drinking and all that, but I wasn't in tune with myself because I still didn't know who I was. And sometimes it takes time, but don't be one of them ones. And even if you are, you see what I'm saying? Just understand that, nothing happens overnight. But you got to let some things sink in and sit with you to resonate, to understand, like, what am I doing? It starts in here. It starts in here. Another point I put, some women don't think that they deserve better. This just goes back to low self-esteem. What else did I put? Oh, this is a good one. They think the title gives them respect. A woman that chooses to stay in a marriage knowing that her man cheats thinks that the title is going to earn her some sort of respect. And because he chooses her, basically. In their mind, they think, okay, well, he married me, so he chooses me, boo. But no, honey. Because he put a ring on it does not mean that he chooses you. The only thing he is doing is reserving you. See, he's making you his property, but he still wants to go out and do what he do because he know that you're going to accept it. He know that you're going to tolerate and deal with his mess. Yes. See, anybody else, any other woman out here that knows how some of these men are, and I ain't gonna lie, it's the same reason why some women go along with just cheating and being a side chick, because they already know. You see what I'm saying? So they like, okay, well, it is what it is, But in some cases, you got some women that do get their feelings involved and think that things are supposed to change or that they supposed to take that wifey spot when it don't work like that. Either way, you playing with fire. I would just say that. Either way, you're playing with fire. But yes, if you are one of them ones that choose to get married and stay in a relationship that's toxic, knowing that this man is still out here cheating, okay, thinking that the title is going to change your status of your relationship, no, honey. He is just reserving you to put up with his, you know what? Okay, we just gonna put that out there. So that's definitely one you need to keep in mind, because it's a lot of women out here like that thinks like that and thinks that that respect, because you got that ring, is gonna supposed to give you some type of sort of respect. No, honey. No, when I say men have their ways of being very manipulative, especially when they know that they don't put up with most of you put up with most of their bullshit, and they know that, oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and marry her just to keep her around. No. And that's why and honestly too, that's why you see a lot of these women that are in these type of relationships with men, and things don't change, and you hear so many different stories where women like, girl, he's still cheating. I don't call him with this chick, this female. I think he probably texting. He getting late night phone calls. Yes. Sometimes you just gotta think, like, is it worth it? I mean, yes, like everybody wants to be in a happy marriage, but if I'm not happy, I'm sorry, I'm not sticking around. I'm not. For what? And I'm definitely not finna go through no whole marriage and put my hand in a whole marriage with saying that I'm committed in this relationship to death do us part, and I'm taking an oath before God saying that yes. Oh no. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. So, men that marry a woman just to keep her and to manipulate are very narcissistic predators. They are narcissists. That's what you call them. They are narcissists. They are very narcissistic people. Okay, that is what you are dealing with. You are dealing with a narcissist. When I tell you there are different forms and kinds of these type of people, but what you need to keep in mind is how to maneuver and deal with these type of people because they are very, very manipulative. So please keep that in mind. That's what you're dealing with. No lie. Women that accepts a marriage for a title won't ever be happy because they aren't choosing their own happiness. That is the truth. If you are sticking along in a relationship and you choose to go forth with a whole marriage and you choose to stay, just know you will never be happy. This man does not care anything about your happiness. He does not care, let alone about respecting your body, let alone about being cautious about bringing something back, because who knows what he's doing and how he's doing it. Okay? So you need to keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. And I'll tell you, if you come across this video, I'm telling y'all, please tap in with me and inbox me. My Facebook is author you only space get one. You can inbox me on there. You can also send me messages onto my website, which is author Fredricka FREDRICKA WYNN.com. That is my website. I can receive messages on there as well. But when I tell you, this type of stuff ain't no joke, y'all. So please keep in mind, please be mindful of what you are dealing with because there are people out here that are real life predators and they are hiding it very well. So, how does mental health play a part in both actions with men and women? Okay. How does mental health play a part into how people are dealing and going about these different things with the men and women? What women are accepting and what men are doing. And even if it's the opposite, even if you got a woman that's out there getting married or is married and she's out here cheating, for some of you men, good men, you got to find the courage to walk away, to know like this ain't what I want, this ain't what I deserve. You see what I'm saying? Because ultimately it's all about your happiness. It's your happiness. How does mental health play a part in both actions? People are mentally disturbed, which is one. They are broken. Broken people hurt people. Okay? They have done more mixing energies than finding their own. This goes back again to what I was just saying in the beginning with how men and women, you out here mixing your energy up with all these different entities, different people. And a lot of the times you're trying to figure out why you're doing certain things, or if you know somebody that you've been dealing with and you starting to see them do certain things that's way out of their character. The reason being is because they are lost and who knows? It's people out here that are mixing themselves up and getting themselves involved with different people that have very toxic energy that they carry on them. And you need to keep that in mind. That is absolutely nothing to play with. They are called soul ties. Soul ties, okay? When you find yourself mixing yourself up with different people, and especially if you got multiple partners out here and you sleeping around with Keisha and Tasha, or rather some of you women is out here sleeping around with Trail and Tyrone and yeah, just know you carrying all that energy right along with you. All that is on you. That's called soul ties. That's a very real thing. So keep that in mind. Another how does mental health, another notation. How does mental health play a part into both parties? No self-reflecting. People are not taking the time to self-reflect with themselves. They are not. They are more in tune with everything around them but themselves. And it's a shame, but unfortunately, it's the truth. Okay. I can go on and on about these topics. Like, Lord Jesus, this is a real thing. But yeah. Why do women settle? Okay, why do some of us women settle? I've kind of already kind of notated with some of this stuff, but they are content, they're comfortable. They can't see themselves beyond the circumstances. So they can't see themselves moving on. They are comfortable, they are content. Any man that knows that, you know, they can have whatever woman that they want, they can have. Some men think like this. They can kind of just maneuver around, and they can have what they want. They can take what they want. They can do what they want. They're comfortable. They used to these habits. They used to doing these type of things. Like when I tell you, this is a mental health risk. And when if, like I said, if you find yourselves dealing with anybody or in a relationship like this, you have to take notes of the signs. Everything that I'm saying right now is like, it's not a joke. It is not a joke. What did I put? Oh, how do you change the habits of what you're used to? How do you change these habits? How do you change yourself around dealing with these type of people? First off, you have to unlearn. You have to unlearn what you're used to. The type of stuff that you're used to, the type of stuff that you're used to doing, you have to unlearn it. So it's like basically unlearning and you have to relearn. It's like almost like you have to rebuild yourself up to rebuild a relationship with yourself. In order for you to find yourself, in order for you to understand what it is that you're in need of, you have to sit down with yourself to write out your feelings and understand why you are feeling this way. Where are these emotions coming from? Why am I going through all these different emotions? Why is there so much happening in my life that I can't seem to get right? You have to unlearn it. Another thing I said was you have to change your behavior. Okay. Change your behavior, man or woman, change your behavior. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are used to, you have to unlearn it. Change your mindset, change your thinking, your way of thinking, the way you used to think. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that I used to do and how I used to think, how I used to, you know, maneuver, and the people I used to hang with, you couldn't pay me to do no more. I care too much about my inner peace. I care too much about where I'm going in life and where I'm headed. If it does not uplift me to put me on a higher level than where I'm already at, you see what I'm saying? I have to think whether or not if this situation or person is going to either bring the best out of me or is it going to bring the worst out of me? Which one? Because if you finna bring the worst out of me, I definitely don't want it. This is how you got to start thinking. You got to want better. And I'm not just saying just talking it. You got to actually walk by that, which means you got to change a lot of bad habits, a lot of things that you are used to and being used to. You have to change that. You cannot just be sitting up here just saying these things and saying what you're going to do and you're not doing it. You have to actually live by that and you have to do it. Actions speak louder than your words. Okay, so please keep that in mind. I think that was it with my notes. Oh, a couple more, and we gonna end it there. Change your environment. Okay, change your surroundings. Change the people that you are surrounding yourself with. When I say my circle is, no, no, no. No new friends over here. I mean, in some cases, I may accommodate depending on, you know, what you're doing and how you're doing it and who you are. But I go out vibes, honey. So, I put a star on this one. This is definitely a key point. Protecting yourself and what you know you deserve. Okay. Protecting your energy. I speak so high about this when I say like energy is like one of them things. When I say I don't even like people touching me. Like if I'm out, you know how people just like come up to you and just kind of, touch your shoulder. I don't even like that. Please don't touch me. I don't know what energy you passing along. Okay, when people do that, when I tell you, I have to literally stop and brush myself off and pray, like, because I'm telling you, people be carrying some very, very toxic, negative energy. I'm telling you, especially when you don't know who you even dealing with. It's a real thing. That is a real thing. Like no lie, that is a real thing. I do not play with that. But protecting your energy is so imperative, because you got to be mindful of what you're surrounding yourself with, the type of people that you are engaging yourself with, the stuff that you're around. It plays a huge part. Also, listen what you listen to. I think I had did a reel earlier with Andre 3000. I had was listening to his album. Man, when I tell you, yes, yes. I like to sleep with certain sounds, like the quiet storm and stuff like that. But um yes, what you listen to, the type of people, all that, it plays a huge part into your mood swings. People, number one, plays a huge part into your energy, because what they're doing, you kind of get the feel of it's something you used to. If you used to hanging around this person or people, this is just what you used to. This is what you surrounded yourself with. It's what you love. It's a habit. You see what I'm saying? So you just got to be mindful. You got to be very cautious of who you are dealing with. But everything that I just pinpointed out, everything that I just put in here is literally helpful. Things that you can take in. Pass this along. It's so important for us to definitely just be careful of just who we are dealing with, because people are walking literally with internal feelings deep down that they know that they are crying out for help, and they're masking it. They're not even talking about it. They're not trying to get any type of help. I'm telling you, you'll be surprised with a lot of the stuff that you find a person doing. And if you've been dealing with somebody for, let's say, 5-6 years, not saying that every relationship is not going to have its problems, because it is. But you have to decide whether or not if it's going to be beneficial to you growing, or if it's going to keep you down. Because if it's not going anywhere, if it's not elevating you to be, a better person, or it's not putting you in a higher position and making you feel better about yourself and just what you're doing, where you headed, you have no clue of what you're doing, or this person don't have a clue what they're doing, y'all need to go y'all separate ways. And maybe at some point down the line, maybe God may bring y'all along when y'all find peace and y'all find yourselves. But a lot of these relationships out here are very, very toxic, because people don't even know who they are, let alone knowing who each other are. And it's just the truth. You have to learn yourself. You have to understand what you're doing and how you're doing it. Like I said, hurt people hurt people. When people are going out here and they're doing certain things, that's because they are broken. They are broken. Ain't no telling what this person done been dealt with. And that's another thing. When you meeting somebody, especially when you going on these dates, and a lot of people meet up at the club and they be meeting different women and men. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Them are the wrong places to be meeting people and to be finding relationships. I'm just sorry, because it's a lot. Yes, y'all be toxic for each other and don't even be knowing it. But if you intoxicated at a nightclub and you meet somebody and you talking about, oh girl, he a nice man and this and that, girl, no. I'm telling you, liquor has a great influence on people. And when you meeting people, you need to ask questions. You have to really tap in with they past experience, past relationships, just ask questions around like they family. Is they family well oriented? What type of childhood experiences that they went through, ask them their real name. People be giving out fake names. A lot of y'all be giving out fake names out here and y'all know it. Stop doing that. Stop going to tell your real name. Don't be trying to tell, my nickname. Y'all be trying to cover up who y'all really is. But it's going to eventually come out because I'm telling you, you can't hide for too long. A person can only act for too long. You can only act for too long. So anyway, that is my time for today. We are 50 minutes into this live stream. I had a viewer in here at first. Either way, if you come across this video, okay, please feel free to comment. The chat is open. I will see your message. You can also, again, send me a message on my website, which is author.fredericawen.com. This topic, though, was a special topic that I want to get into. I am also doing a mental health awareness workshop event for the youth. It's also open for adults. May 4th, I will be giving out these books at this event. Around this topic, this book shares a lot about how to ground yourself. It goes into so many different things. When I say on building yourself up and taking note of your feelings, this is a self-care book. This is my self-care book, which is a guide to my life story. Okay? So when I tell y'all can find both of these books on my website, authorfredericawen.com. I don't just get on here just to be talking. I'm real life, like speaking on things, and it's slowly going but surely. But I know deep down, somebody, whoever may come across this, they gonna need this information. So, you guys keep it hot, keep it humble. Okay, be open, transparent, love yourself, love others, help someone in need. Even if you can't do much or you ain't got it like that, share something positive, pass the good energy along. Let's help each other to help ourselves, to understand ourselves, and let's just keep it in a positive way to where we are building each other up, not tearing each other down. Okay, so in the meantime, in the rest of this time that we got, as we live day by day on a daily and trying to push through, I just want you guys to have a safe Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm hoping this upcoming week is filled with nothing but blessings. Be safe out there. Stay prayed up. I'll see y'all at the next live stream. And subscribe to the channel. If you like this topic and you got into this video and you watched it to the end and you made it all the way through, tap in with me at the next one, okay? So subscribe to this channel. Also, connect with me. See you guys next time.